Hello, everyone. I pray you are doing good. I pray that you are doing well. I pray that things are getting better for you. You may be married or you may think about getting married. And your spouse may be causing you problems. You may be causing problems to your spouse. And you may know what I am going to say, and what you need to do is pray for your spouse. And I think some people may not know what I mean by pray for your spouse. Some people may pray for 2 minutes once a week or once a month or before they go to sleep, maybe uh, say a few things before they go to sleep, and they may think that is enough. Maybe praying like that, maybe that is better than nothing. But what works for me, for instance, there is a routine I kind of go through, not so much daily, but a little often. So usually it may take me an hour or more, maybe less than an hour to do it. Maybe sometimes, maybe an hour. Let me say it in another way. Sometimes there are things that I do. Like if I am at work, I think there are many times I pray more. What you want to do, if you are having problems with your spouse, learn to learn to meditate on God. Learn to conversate with God in your mind. Doing a little prayer for 30 seconds, 20 seconds, maybe that is better than nothing. But you may have to, while you are praying, really pour out your heart to God about what is going on. You can continue doing what you are doing. And if you aren't seeing results in it, why continue doing it? If you were to if you were to call your mom, your best friend, your dad, or someone like that, you may pour out your heart to that person and explain what is going on, right? Let's say you are having problems in your marriage, and let's say you go to a friend for advice. I think many people would pour out their heart to their friend and say, this is going on, that is going on, what should I do, blah, 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 blah. But what can your friend do? Your friend may give you good advice, may say you should do this, you should do that, but what can they really do? You need to pour out your heart to God. Maybe you can, please listen to what I am saying. Maybe you can talk to your friend for hours about what is going on with your spouse. Why not take some of that time to explain to God, to ask Him, God, what is going on? What can I do to fix my marriage? Like, I bind and cast out demons. Why can't you do that with God? I tell you this, going to God with your problems is so much better than going to people. Because with God, with God, things, at least for me, turn out so much better and make things so much easier. I may go through problems, but taking it to God makes things so much better for me. I hope this is making sense to you. Go to God with your problems. Do you understand what I am saying to you? Go to God with your problems. While you are washing dishes, while you are working, while you are driving, while bathing, seeing after your children, doing yard work, mowing the lawn, digging holes in the ground, doing whatever like that, pray to God. Some people may have to drive a half hour to an hour to get to work. You may have to take a train for an hour. You may have to, it may take time to get to your destination. Why not use that time and pray in your mind? You can read in your mind, right? Like you can open a book and not say words, but read in your mind. Why can't you pray to God in that way? Speak to Him in your mind. You may think praying to God for an hour is a very long time, but if you are doing your chores, if you are cooking, if you are washing dishes and cleaning, I think you will find that hour may go quicker than what you expect. And you don't only have to pray for yourself, you can pray for other people, can't you? You can pray for other things, but treat God as a person other than like an idea. I believe we may think people, some people may know God is real, but not see Him as approachable. I hope this is making sense. Like, some people may know God is real. Let me say some people. And when I'm saying these things, some people may know God is real, but may see God as like a sculpture, as in someone that you can't really connect with, like someone that is more like an idea other than a person you can have a relationship with. I think some people think of God in that way, and you need to get rid of that notion. I am trying to tell you, um, pray to God continuously about your problems. And if you are having problems with your marriage, talk to God about it. Well, Kevin, I don't know how to pray, Kevin. I don't know how to pray. Well, how do you talk to another person? If you were to go to your friend about your marriage, what would you say? Hey, if you are a woman, you may say, hey, my husband is acting up. You know, I told him to take out the trash and he gave me like a rude look. I don't appreciate that from him and he should do better. Why can't you talk to God like that? What you would say to a friend, why can't you talk to God like that? Well, I don't think God cares, for me to say things he already know. Who told you that? Who told you God doesn't care about things that he already know? Who told you that? Or is that what you think? Talk to God as if you are talking to another person, not saying you should be disrespectful, not saying you should cuss at him, not saying that you can abuse him with words. I am not saying that. But talk to him as you would a friend. Have a conversation with him, even though you may not hear his actual voice. And what you may find, I am serious now, what you may have like a train of thoughts come into your mind, seemingly telling you what you should do. I'm trying to tell you. So I believe God does communicate with us. You just may not have an open mind on how he may communicate back with us. Man, my body is reacting to what I am saying. If you understand what I mean by that. In order for a marriage to work, I am in the belief a marriage can't. A truthful marriage can't be successful without God. I think it is impossible. I think it is a fantasy to believe your marriage can be successful, or can I say work, without God. I believe there are people who are married that constantly cheat on each other, that may have boyfriends or girlfriends while they are married. So they may still be married, but is their marriage working? I think not. Is that even a marriage if I have my girlfriends and my wife have her boyfriends, but we are still choosing to be married? Is that really a marriage? When we are cheating on each other, not saying we are, but making an example. I don't think that is a marriage. Constantly pray. Like, for instance, if you are the type to mow your lawn, and for me, it may take me an hour or more to mow the lawn where I live. Then I may have to edge and blow the grass and stuff like that. So all in all, maybe 2 hours or close to three, depending on what I have to do to mow, edge, about about, let's say 2 hours or maybe a bit after 2 hours. Like, much of the time, I use that time to pray. You may not see, oh man, listen to what I am saying. You may not see benefits in praying, but I tell you this, I have been praying for quite a while now. I tell you this, there is so much benefit in praying. You have no idea. You may not know, you may not have any idea on how beneficial it is to pray. I am trying to tell you, you can't fix your marriage alone. You need more than your mother, your father, your friend, or whoever you may tell about your marriage. You need to tell God. I am trying to tell you. Your mom can give you good advice, your friend, your father, your uncle, your cousin. They may give you good advice. But if if demons are influencing your spouse or you to act wrongly, what can good advice do for you if the advice is not to go to God with it? You need to go to God with your problems. Telling people may help you emotionally, I guess. I guess in some ways, depending on the case, I guess. But ultimately, you need to go to God with it. Stop this 2-minute prayers, which if you combined it with longer prayers, that may be okay. And maybe the 2-minute prayers are better than nothing. But if you want like good results, which I want good results, give God more time. Not only that, try to live a righteous lifestyle. Try to be pleasing to Him by obedience. So cultivate obedience, not saying that you are going to do everything right, but have the intention, have the heart to try to do everything right even though you fail. So let's say I failed by cussing, which I don't cuss. Okay, God, please forgive me. God, please help me to stop cussing. Okay, I failed, but I am not going to let that get me down. I am not going to let that discourage me. I am going to continue to try to do what is right, even though I may continue to cuss, or I may continue to fornicate, or continue to beat people up, or I continue to do what is wrong. Okay, God, please forgive me. Let me continue. Let me continue to try to do what is right. So I am not going to let my failures deter me from trying to live for Jesus Christ. So I believe if you have that way of thinking combined with constant praying, why wouldn't God honor your righteous prayers? If you if you stay diligent, if you stay steadfast, if you stay determined to stay in that way and better, why wouldn't God honor your prayers, your righteous prayers? Why wouldn't He? With God, I can say this. I believe this is one of the things I know about God. With God, you have to be patient. Hello? With God, you have to be patient and you have to stay encouraged. And you have to stay in faith for what you are praying to God for. And you have to be repetitive. Do you know what that means? Repetitive, yes, repetitive in righteousness, but repetitive in coming to God about what you want. Some things I believe I remember I was in trouble some time back, and I was repetitive and asking God, pretty much praying about what I was going through, wanting a change, repetitive. There are prayers that I do now that are repetitive. You may think that God may get tired of you by being repetitive. No. If your heart is truly in it, if that is what you want, continue to knock on God's door, figuratively speaking. Continue to knock on God's door until he answers. Like, hey, God, it is me again. I want this. I want that. I want this. I want that. Hey, God, it is me again. I know this is a new day, but I want this. I want that. I want this. I want. Hey, God, it is me again. Be repetitive. You may think that is funny and it is okay to laugh about it, but be repetitive. Continue to ask for it until you get it. And I don't think some people understand that. God is not a ordinary human being like us. No. Maybe I would get tired of you if you came to me asking me for the same thing over and over again. God is not like that. If you are trying to do what is right, why not continue to ask God? And I believe there is a scripture pertaining to that, but I may not get into that right now. So let me stop here. May God bless you.